FFR to the OJ Power Hour. That's right, we're back again. They haven't taken us off air. We took a slight break last week because of some stuff going on, but hey, we're back. It's Osloto and my good friend
Yo,
Jay Scheidel. Jay, how are things been going? I know it's been busy for you in real life. It's that time of
it
year
has
again.
been ridiculously busy. We started back up school yesterday, so it's been going crazy.
Yeah, that's always a great
Always
time.
fun.
And of course, it's not like it's been slow around the server community either.
No,
It
it's been
seems.
amazing.
Oh, it's been crazy. The co-op tournament's still ongoing, but oh man, some of those races were razor thin. I tell
Those
you,
are a bit
it
off.
was.
Okay,
Well, Jay, work
we're
your
live.
magic while
We're
I
doing.
entertain the crowd. I can't dance, but I can talk.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe because
what?
I had you down at 85%,
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. But yeah, we saw the ongoing saga of the co-op tournament. It's been real
Hmm.
good. The tournament of champions well underway.
Oh, yeah.
I everyone's favorite winter tournament flags are just
I
they
did not do
just
that on purpose. We'll talk later, but I did.
I know, but I'm just saying. You and I made them,
Hmm.
and I don't want to run them
I
ever again.
I love the flag. I really do love the flags. I am done with the
I
flags.
Yes, that's it. I love what we did, but I have run them through We ran them through testing. We ran
Hmm.
them when we were in the tournament. You had your favorite chaos match against Woo Bear, which was just fantastic to watch, and Kamala.
Oh. And like I really do, I love the shard hut. I love everything we did with them, but oh my, they can go away.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. And then, but the thing is, I had to run it again during the Platy party. Don't forget about that. I had to run
Yep.
more, and I still hate Earth Cave because the only time I dive it first, it just twists the knife.
Just a little bit
But
off.
just a little bit, just a little bit. But that was the grandiose. Some of the highlights of this grandiose week of FFR, and we've been off for 2, so there's a lot to go over when it
Oh
comes
yeah.
to Tournament of Champions. It's a lot to go over when it comes to the co-op flags, but
Just everything going on. Yeah.
yeah, there's so much been going on. But tonight we have a special guest, 2 special guests. We have
Yeah.
the newly hatched and tailed. That's right. We have both a platypi and a brand new duckling to talk about the experience of joining the server, going through the ranks, doing some racing.
Hmm.
Um,
It's gonna be a
one
fun
of them.
conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be great. One of them,
It
there's
has
definitely a
been for the last
rivalry.
30 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right? But one of them, me and them, have a bit of a rivalry. I don't think, maybe at least co-op wise, most definitely. Keep an eye out for that match coming maybe later this month. We'll see. But let's get everything set up in the background while Jay cuts us to one of our famous, infamous, great ads. Yeah, we'll go with that.
What are the two?
What happened to Canaria? Do you remember when it was a dream city? Jack Garland does. The king wants to rebuild the bridge, allowing Provokans into our city. Provokans from the pirate town. Jack Garland says no. Jack Garland was a knight, but now he wants to be your representative. Monster attacks are on the rise. The sea is not safe. Crop failures are happening all over the land. Canaria needs real change, real leadership. Jack Garland will deliver. Jack Garland won't let the bridge be built. Jack Garland won't let the ruins north of town stay as ruins. He knows the change you need, and he will be there for you. I'm Jack Garland, and I approve this message. Paid for by the committee to elect Jack Garland.
We are back.
We are back. You gotta love that Garland guy.
Oh yeah. You love him? I mean, Canaria.
Garland's view on the airboats. That is ambiguous. He has made some statements in favor and some statements against.
I mean, it's modern politics. What do you think?
Oh well, that's just it, isn't it? Anyway,
but yeah, looking down here, we got some guests with us.
We do.
So, how you two doing? What's up?
I'm doing pretty good. Another exciting week.
That's good. That's good. We're really happy to have you both on to talk about the duckling program and the transitioning out of it to
Hmm.
the wider community as a whole, as well as answer some real fun questions at the end. As we all know, the pulp is
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, we were just talking the other day trying to figure out, like, okay, what can we talk about? What can we do? Or, like, we need to get some new players' perspective on this thing, because I think,
Mhm.
unfortunately, we're both old hands now. Is that a thing?
It's only been a year, a little bit over a year since I did the Duckling Derby and came out of it.
Yeah.
So apparently that makes me a veteran now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Do
You're
it.
into duckling. I'm pretty sure the options are duckling or vet. That's it.
apparently we're confused old men now. Okay. Not the wise old men. Confused old men. Thank you. Thank you, not Oslodo. I'm happy to hear that. But let's get into things. I guess we'll throw the first question out there. WindFox, how about we'll go to you first. How did you happen upon the FFR community?
So this was about 3 years ago, just over 3 years ago now. I was actually watching an SGL race, SGL online, back when it was still online, and I happened to catch a race of one of the much older players. I don't think it's part of the community anymore. Ganon's Gone Wild, who I knew
No.
from A Link to the Past. And I was like, hey, it's like I kind of played FF1 a teeny tiny bit as a kid. Didn't know there was a randomizer, so I asked him about it. He invited me to the Discord. We ran a couple seeds. Um, this was back when slow boat was still a thing, and I did not like how slow it was. I was like, this game is too slow for me. And he told me he's like, yeah, like top times are like, if you're lucky, sub 2 hours. I was like,
Mhm.
that's way too slow. Like I can't do that. I can't commit the time. And that's pretty much how I joined the server. And I kind of kept an eye on the game off and on over the last couple years. Then it was about a year ago. My good friend from Link to the Past, Ike here, was like,
Oh.
hey, come play FF1 again. I was like, no, it's slow. I can't. It's too slow. He's like, no, like it's faster. Like seeds are like an hour 15 now. I was like, I don't know. It's like there's a lot to learn. And I ended up joining the Duck Derby 2 years ago, um, as my first time in. Played week one and they got really sick.
Ooh.
Hmm.
And couldn't commit to the rest of the tournament. Like I was really sick with the flu for like 2 weeks, so I couldn't even wake up to do the races. It's like 8 in the morning my time or something like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of took a break, and it wasn't until this last Duck Derby was when I was able to really take off with the game. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and you,
Cool.
I believe you were told by one of the Dons that no, you can't come back. You're promoted at this point.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. So it was a combination. Even though I wasn't a finalist, I didn't graduate the traditional way.
Hmm.
Um, it was more along the lines of I got too good too fast, kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
Well.
Yes, I see.
Oh.
I see Phoenix. It's still a thing. I know it's still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll pass the question on. Oh, not that question, Phoenix. We're not gonna.
So
Yes,
anyway,
that's
yeah.
that is true,
Yeah,
Odoron. If you do get third in an actual tournament, they will force promote you out as well. I think that's how you ended up getting promoted. I'm not mistaken.
makes sense.
It does. The ducklings are for ducklings, not for people like us anymore.
Well, speaking of
I
ducklings, then Thaonar.
Quack.
How did you happen upon the server?
Yeah, what's your origin
So
story here?
my origin story many years ago, before history was written down. No. So I do YouTube in the background at work, and I've been listening. I was going through AGDQ and SGDQ, and at one point they did a Mystic Quest randomizer. So I pivoted to those because I love Final Fantasy games. I actually enjoy playing Mystic Quest for a brainless time, and that pivoted to FFR in the Dab Dab Revolution. And I'm watching this going, this is amazing. I love this. So I've been listening to old races and stuff, and then the other couple weeks ago, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump into the server and say hi and just start poking around and see what happens. And now I'm here.
Yeah, and again, for the Mystic Quest randomizer, big shout outs to Wildham, the man behind the code on that one. That was a lot of work to get that off the ground. So back to WindFox. So tell me what your first impressions were of the Discord and the randomizer, and the first time that you kind of jumped headfirst into a seed. Obviously, Slowboat was the first thing you found.
So, geez, oh wow. Well, my first seed took me about 6 hours to finish.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep.
And that was the beginner flag set on the website. You just click beginner, generate seed, go.
Mhm.
And of course, I had GDW kind of walking me through the basics of the game as well, but also kind of running the seed himself. It took him, I don't know, like an hour 48 or something, hour 50. So it was a super fast seed, for a jet seed for that time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'll just kind of dabble in this and finish on my own time. It took about 6 hours. Um, yeah, it was way too slow, and I just couldn't get into it. And I played a second seed and dropped my time down to about 4.5 hours, and slowly whittled down because I was very interested in the game. I just didn't like the speed, is all it was.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, as far as like just the game in general, the Discord, back then I really didn't do much with the Discord. Wasn't really part of the community. It was more or less just kind of keeping an eye on the game. Kind of
Mhm.
would pop in the Discord, read the chat every so often, kind of try to steal tips and tricks, things like that from chat messages, things like that. But didn't really interact with anybody.
Well, that certainly changed, didn't it?
Oh yeah, since winter tournament, it's like I've gone from actually even before then the co-op tournament before the winter tournament when Iker drugged me back into the game.
Oh, that's why he
Uh,
did it.
yeah, well, so Iker, his co-op partner for a long time was IB Karma back when IB Karma was part of the community. Um, and Karma just I don't know. I didn't get a full story. My guess is he just didn't want to play anymore. Um, and Iker knew I'd been dabbling. He knew I'd done the Duck Derby. I was low at the
Mhm.
time. The one where you did really well. I think third or fourth place. I think is what you said.
4th place, yep.
Fourth place. Um, Iker's like, the game. It's like we can at least try.
Mhm.
And I,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then just kind of kept with it. Joined the winter tournament. Which Osloto, which is kind of where I want to say, I want to say Osloto. We have a rivalry at this point.
We do. We do. That's fair.
Um,
Totally fair. Totally fair.
um, I'm losing 0-4 in the winter tournament, and I was just like, I want to get really good at this game. Like, I was fading out of the Link to the Past community, because a lot of the drama over there. I'm gonna be honest, there's drama over there. It's bad, but I don't want to call them out that bad, but it is bad. Um, join this community. Race Cyranus in the first round, got crushed by Cyranus in the first round. Raced Uazloto, rinse, repeat.
I wouldn't call it
Uh,
crush, but I remember that race very well.
yes. And after like I really want to get more involved, I reached out to a decent chunk of the veterans in the community, like, hey, I want to get really good at this.
Mhm.
Outside of the Duck Derby, what can I do? Um, I know one of the someone who's not part of the community anymore. Who I Deadpool's a lot of people know Deadpool's.
Mhm.
He's controversial, but that's a whole different conversation on its own. He was kind of like the one that kind of spearheaded my mentoring and training.
Okay.
Fizzle was part of it. Luffy, pretty much all the top vets and all the top players had some hand in where I'm at today in my growth. And then just kind of led up to the Duck Derby and my run through the Duck Derby.
Nice.
Yep. I remember that run very well. You were in probably one of the most competitive groups that I've seen in a very long time, and that was close right to the. It was close right to the
Yeah.
end. I did the comms and the restream for every single race of Group B, and I remember how close it was at the end.
Yeah, I
Oh
just pulled it up to see everyone. It's like, holy crap, yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
it was 2 points separating first, second, and third, and then it was
Yep.
2 points behind that was fourth. So
Yep.
any of the top, it was literally a semifinals match.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
was whoever takes first and second moves on to the finals. It didn't matter what the other results were. It was first
It,
and second moves on.
yep. It was crazy. It was good. I remember watching that race. So I will pose the same question to you, Thaonar. So what do you think? First impressions of the community, the randomizer, and the first seed that you jumped into?
So first impressions of the community were very nice because the first thing it is like, "Hi, I exist. I'm looking to get into it," and immediately everybody's like, "Oh, cool. Here's stuff. Here's how we could help. Ask us questions. Have a pun." Good
Yes.
times. Good times were had. So I went through. I got everything set up. Played around with it for a bit, and I followed WindFox. Like, okay, let's hit a beginner seed and see how that does. I had fast boats, so my time was like 2:15 for my first seed. And I'm like, that is way too slow. Okay, let me try some of these other ones. I just started going through the wiki. I'm like, let me try this one. Let me try that one. And then I found out that you can actually look through the seeds on the website after I'd run like 5 of them. So
fair.
I've just been poking around and seeing what happens and jumping in to, oh, hey, there's this thing going on. Yeah, I'll see what happens. What's the worst that happens? It's not a tournament. I'm not actually affecting anything.
I
It's
love it.
true. It's great. I mean,
Perfect.
that's how a lot of stuff starts.
Yeah, and in the last, I don't know, it's been like a month, maybe. I just missed the duck boot camp,
Mhm.
apparently.
Yeah.
But I jumped in. And I think I've gone from on average about 2 hours to on average about an hour 45.
Nice.
So I'm getting there. I wouldn't, trust myself to be in a tournament, but
You would do fine in a tournament. Just with the stuff that I've seen you do recently, you'd do fine in a tournament.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where speaking from experience, it's like I don't know
Mhm.
if I can go in a tournament or I can do this, and it's just like what WinFox said. It's like someone will drag you into it.
Yep.
Someone will be like, no, you should run, and or as Phoenix points out in chat, find a fall league team.
We were
Fall league
literally
team.
talking about that before the stream.
We were indeed talking about that. It was something that we're like, yeah, we think that maybe this year there's going to be a lot of teams looking for people. Always chance to find someone. Yeah, so yes, not Oslodo. I know you didn't get into the. You got third place in actual tournament. Trust me, you got your promotion. You're done. You're done. You're a platypus, and
The
there's no two ways about it.
the Nautilus Letter thing is going to be a name. Oh my god.
that's his name.
It's it's already a thing. It's going to be a thing from now on. I'm sorry, that's not. I didn't decide this. Somebody else did it for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, WinFox, that's back to you. What so far? And I mean, you've been around quite a bit. What was the most challenging aspect of getting used to the randomizer or learning it? Like, what was the thing that's like that took a real bit for you to get?
Um, Menuing, like even playing FF5 and FF4 rando, even in those randomizers, menuing and the execution of in the menu is something I still struggle with today, and I'm constantly working on.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the people in most of the races are saying that menuing is probably, if not the hardest thing to get
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of people have that problem. It's a thing.
Like the actual items menu, I have done pretty well. It's heal, pure, soft, tense, cabins, houses for those first 2 rows, and then you have the
Mm-hmm.
additional items underneath that if you have that flag turned on. It's mostly the weapons and armor.
Yeah.
Of remembering to move my roo stick to slot 1 on the weapon, or moving my power bonk to slot 1 on the armor slot, to reduce menu
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and there's always the chance you do something like I did in the Platy Party and throw a ribbon away. Who needs it? It's just a ribbon.
Yeah.
Chuck it out.
Oh, Ale,
And
I
there,
was thinking that. We should turn
and
off the auto
there.
sort inventory. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that is the old school. When I
I,
started playing, that was a
that's
thing.
how it was. Yep.
Yeah, you can always renounce it though. It's always an option to renounce the auto sort. And I see our Duckling Don himself is in the chat, and he's agreeing. Menuing is the most important skill to hone in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Saracen. No question in my mind. It's something that takes a while to get used to. But once you get it down and you can start speeding through things, it can make or break a seed. You lose a lot of time in menus, especially in shops, Magic. Like, there'll come a time when you just walk in a Magic store, look, yeah, that's crap, and just leave.
Yep. It'll be like, okay, you know what? I don't need anything here. Fine. Or you'll remember that. Oh, I think I had like 80 something heal pots. Next time, I'll just grab 15 and call it good.
Heal pots. I don't want to talk about it. Oh boy. All right, then we're on to you. What has so far been the most challenging aspect of learning the randomizer?
Learning the randomizer, it's the blurst weapons and armor.
All right.
Okay.
That's I always have to be like, it's this plus. Okay, is that better than this other thing? Look at the stats.
Mhm.
I'm still having to look at that and trying to remember this is better than this at this level. I'm getting there. And
Mhm.
then
If you-
there's the loot goblin that lives rent free
Oh,
in
yeah.
my head.
Yes.
The loot. Yes. The loot goblin. Yeah.
If you have
that's-
the ability to have multiple screens or something, though, there's a lot of helpful charts on the wiki that tell you the different blursings. And it's like, hey, you want to use this sword from this range to this range or whatever, or like just what level things are. So, like, if you have that ability to have it up, you can kind of look over and go, well, yeah, silver +5 is better than this or not.
Yeah, and I've got a few of them that I've got in my head now. I've got a
Mhm.
couple of things that are baked in now that I know this is over this, but only in this situation. I'm
Yeah.
getting there.
Well, and
I
the
mean,
other thing that took me forever, and like this is not official advice, whatever, because I don't win, obviously, but the time that you spend looking at stats is often more time than you save by getting 2 extra points of damage.
true.
Yeah.
Or you can just do the smart thing and just equip a Vorpal. And then it doesn't matter because you get the best sword in the game.
Well, yeah, but it does that's kind of hard to do when you're looking at the weapon shop and you've got a saber +4 and a scimitar +3 and they're both the same price.
That's
Yeah.
that is that's one of those things that just
In that
Hold
case,
on,
buy another
which
one
is
and
better?
go. It's a weird way to say katana. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm arguing with myself now. This isn't going to work
I
out
love
well.
it. I knew I liked you. You like the katana, Aslato.
Yeah, I like the katana. No, you know I'm a Vorpal. You know I am a Vorpal man. I have taken the Vorpal. I will take the Vorpal over a Masa, and we all know the reason why. Because you were there for that, Jay. You calmed
It's
that
awesome.
race. Anyway, not the point. Moving on. WindFox, back to you. From the time that you started really like getting into the randomizer, how did you find the overall experience? And is there anything that kind of took you by surprise?
Overall experience, I love this game. I love the community as a whole. It's probably one of the best communities, one of the best randomizers I've ever played. Yeah, just it's just everything about this since the beginning to end. Everyone I've interacted with, for the most part, has been amazing.
Mhm.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised to be on the podcast this early into my FF1 career. I'm like I was expecting to have to win a tournament. It could be like a year or something. I was like, because I mean, you guys know I've watched every episode, or at least watched the VODs
Yeah.
of them.
You have. And listen, I told you when you were in the Derby, I said, you win, you'll be on. If not, you will be on no matter what.
Oh,
At
yeah.
some point, we're gonna have people on. We're gonna need people. You know, as my rival, it is only fair that I bring you on at least once to not
Well,
race.
and just our entire goal is to uplift the voices in the or in the server in general. So, like, having both of you on is just amazing.
It's very true. So was there anything that took you by surprise when going through the randomizer experience, learning it and getting it all worked away?
Just how helpful everyone is in this community. Playing other randomizers, some of the randomizers are very gatekeepy, and unless you pretty much just have to learn it yourself and do it yourself, and no one's going to help you. And if you try to ask a question, they're like, "We'll just go look at the wiki or go look at this video or whatever."
Go ahead,
Everyone
Rod.
here's just like, "Here's a link" or something like that. But they're like, "But if you need additional help, let me know."
Mhm.
And it is just the people have gone that extra step than other communities have to make this more welcoming than other communities I've been a part of.
At times, I feel bad for some of our new runners. It's like, how can I get help with this? 37 links and VODs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, here's 17 people all giving you information at once. Please parse through at your leisure.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not a bad thing. That is
Oh no, it's
not a
amazing.
bad thing at all. So, Thaonar, over to you. Have you found the overall learning experience as a newly hatched duckling, and is there anything that took you by surprise?
As a hatchling, and a self-avowed old man who has been around the internet since before the internet was a thing, um, I was amazed at how helpful everyone was. I grew up in the days of when you asked a question, they told you to Alt F4 for the cheat
Uh,
menu. That's what I was expecting, and not what I got. I've been very pleasantly surprised. And then I ran a deep dive seed. I didn't realize you guys made Final Fantasy into a roguelike. Why would you do that?
we did well. The
Blame
devs
the
definitely
devs.
did. I mean,
Why would you do that, not Odoran? Why?
Oh no. That's
Oh no.
before my time as a dev. That's way before me.
You,
That
you,
that
you are
existed.
the face of the devs here. It's your fault.
Pink Puff was the
Pink
deep
Puff,
dungeon
yeah.
guy. Thank you, Saracen. Thank you for coming to my rescue, my fellow Bubble Soda co-teammate. I appreciate that. That's a save. No, that's way before my time. I work on other things now.
I'm
Wow.
not saying it was bad. It was just surprising.
It is. If you look back at some of the some of the old ST and WT flags, you'll actually see
Mhm.
where it was listed as beta
Beta.
experimental.
Yep.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense,
that
Meridian.
makes
That
sense.
makes
Yep.
that actually does make sense. Okay, fair
But
enough. Fair enough. I'll
but
take that. I'll take that.
the question why we make it a roguelike, because we made it Dragon Warrior, and because we made it Final Fantasy IV, and we made it a roguelike, and
Okay,
yeah.
okay, well, okay,
We,
okay.
we made this game every other game.
We know what we've done. We all know what Oslodo has done for the community and what he has accomplished. He's made Bubbles into something very, very scary. And Meridian is right. FF1 can be
All the
all the
things.
things. We do good work. So, Thanos, has there been any surprises that over in your overall learning experience? Someone's like, "Oh wow!" Other than, I mean, or are you just going to go with the the roguelike? Let's go down 52 floors.
That was the biggest one when people were telling me, "Hey, go look at these old random challenge things." I'm like, "Okay, I'll poke one and see what what is this?
Yeah.
What have you done to my game?"
Yeah, it was it's Proc Gen, No Overworld, and Deep Dungeon are three of the more huge
Fun.
changes to the overworld game
Fun.
itself. But
Fun changes.
like, oh, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Overworld. Everyone knows that. Me and Schumer are two of the biggest proponents of that flag.
Give me Proc Gen.
No, I don't want Proc Gen.
Give me Proc Gen.
I don't know if it was an async flag, if it was a challenge flag, or if it was an ale flag. But there was a Proc Gen Overworld with no mini map. It took me 5 minutes to find on rack. Hate looking for on rack. Hate looking for it. It's always on rack too. That's a tip out there for anyone who's playing Proc Gen Overworld. On rack is always on its own in an island somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Anyway, well, we're done with me yelling about that. WindFox, to anybody who maybe watches this on YouTube or on a VOD, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about giving the randomizer a try?
Just play, practice, just get into it, talk to the community. If you want to get into this, just play. Just come in, ask questions, join the
Get
Duck Derby.
37 answers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty succinct. I mean, it is true. I mean, I don't think I think you are right. There is some communities that are very gatekeepy that you don't really feel welcome in, and from someone who's been here a long time and generally kept to the background for a very long time. I find that when I finally came out of the shell and was like, I'm going to be a part of this community and try to contribute what I can. It's like, oh wow, these people are great. I don't have to worry about anything.
Well, and for new players specifically, like it's the joke, we say it every single time we talk about it, but the derby is there to teach the new players how to beat us. Period. Like what other community, what other thing teaches you like, hey, come take my championship title?
Yeah, pretty much that. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, you want to get good? we can make you good. You want to get great? You can make yourself great. We'll give you the tools, but
Here you
the
go.
door's
Yep.
open. You just walk on through it. Thaonar, over to you. What would you say to anyone watching that's thinking of giving this a shot?
Do it. Absolutely. Do it. It's great. If you've never played Final Fantasy, if you've only played the new Final Fantasies, jump in. The worst it's going to cost you is some time, and you'll get some good memories out of it.
Mhm.
Oh, trust me, I have. I think we've all been there where we've run flags where we've made memes of ourselves.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a sword. I have a sword. That ain't dying, Jay. That ain't dying. Don't mute me.
Well, you're not
Every
muted.
No, he's doing the thing. That's fine. That's fine. Everyone, by now, everyone has associated the name to the face to the voice. So I'm fine with
Had
that.
to try.
All right.
See, if I mute you, I mute the other two, and I like them.
That's right. I'm safe tonight.
Oh wait, no, I can do it in Discord. Okay, we're good.
No. Okay, so all right, WindFox, back to you. Is there anything you would like to see more of in the community? I know we're a very great place, but is there something you want more of? Lacking, maybe?
That's a tough question.
The answer could be nothing. That's also acceptable.
I mean, with just my short time in the community, or at least more active in the community, there's a very, very consistent tournament schedule.
Mhm.
It's not a link to the past where there's literally tournaments overlapping with each other every day.
Ugh.
There's at least 2 or 3 tournaments going on at all times in that community.
Mhm.
It's crazy over there. Which is also kind of a good thing for this community, that you're not always practicing or stressing about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, there's really not much lacking. Honestly, it's pretty well rounded overall from top to bottom.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. I do maintain that this is probably one of the best communities out there when it comes to new players, old players, things going on. It's generally pretty good. I will throw the same question over to Thaonar. What would, in your short time here, is there anything you would like to see more of?
Not off the top of my head, no. I've
Fantastic.
seen, yeah, I've gone through the VODs. I know a lot of your voices. Jumping in that first day and seeing names I recognize from a race pop up and say hello.
Mhm.
Fangirl moment.
I know that for someone like Jay and myself who did calm a lot of races,
Oh yeah.
especially in the winter tournament, we did a lot of
We did a
restreaming work.
lot of them in tournament.
Oh, we did a lot in the winter tournament, I only started doing it during fall league just for the extra points for my team. It's like,
Mhm.
you guys want some points? I'll do comms. Maybe Fizzle will have me for a day, and Fizzle's like, yeah, whatever. We'll calm together. So that was great. I was happy to be able to do that, but that's good. Jay, I think it's that time again.
Is it pulp
It's
time?
it's time for the pulp. That's right. For all
We
of
need
you
like a
people who
sound
have
effect
watched,
for this.
I know we do need a sound effect for this. For everyone who has seen this before, you know the pulp. For those of you who are just joining us, the pulp is a series of rapid fire questions that we give to every single guest, with the last question being totally random. Well, not random. It's per guest, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Ooh, Phoenix, I like that one. Damn, that's a good one. Pulpit. I like that. All right, so here we go. We'll start with WindFox, and we'll go back and forth between WindFox and Thaonar, and back and forth.
WindFox is cheating. He's heard all these before.
But we don't have his answers. We don't have his answers. That's the key. So WindFox, let's start with you. Black belt, yes or no?
No, can't
Oh,
stand it. Don't like it. You know why?
Yes, I know why. I know why. Thaonar, black belt, yes or no?
Depends on the blurstings. Usually no.
Okay, usually no. Okay, that's good. Okay, WindFox, one of the most important questions I have: Vorpal or Katana?
I mean, naturally, I'm your rival, or your rival, so it has to be the katana.
Of course, of course. Thaonar, Vorpal or Katana?
Both.
No.
We hold our guests to these questions.
You have a thief and a fighter, both. But feet to the fire, katana.
Double katana night. Okay. All right. Over to WindFox. White mage or red mage?
Red mage, speed and power.
That sounds familiar. Thaonar, white mage, red mage. What you
Red
taking?
mage.
Red mage it is. Okay,
The heal and the hurt. Come on.
fair enough. All right, Windfox, fighter or thief?
Thief.
Thief it is. Okay, Thaonar, fighter or thief?
Originally fighter, coming around to thief.
That would make a guy named Will Bloodworth very happy. All right, Windfox, what's your least favorite world change? Proc Gen, Deep Dungeon, no Overworld. There's always one more I forget. No, there's also Desert of Death and
That's
stuff like
that's
that. But
proc gen usually, but yeah.
yeah, CG Proc Gen. So okay, worst one: Proc Gen, Deep Dungeon, no Overworld. What don't you like?
Deep dungeon.
There's-
I had to see where I was able to go fight chaos at level 1.
Oof.
Wow. Nice though. All right, Thaonar, in your time in the randomizer, you might not have played all these, but so far, which one sounds the worst to you? Proc Gen, Deep Dungeon, no Overworld.
Deep dungeon.
Doesn't like okay, Deep Dungeon. That's fast and easy. Windfox, what so far has been your favorite change or addition to the randomizer?
My favorite change so far since I have joined, it was actually just implemented in the most recent update. The new blessings.
There are some new the new blessings
Yeah.
are very interesting, and they certainly have changed the game up. Once again, thank you to Wildham for putting all the work into that and adding some new stuff to it. Big respect, mad respect for that, because it's a lot of work to basically rewrite that code and make it a lot more functional. Thaonar, I know you haven't been around that long, but so far since you've been playing the randomizer, what's your favorite thing you've seen?
So the favorite thing I've seen, the favorite change from vanilla,
Mhm.
is the blessings.
Yeah.
Double blessing thing. Okay, that's great.
Both on equipment and on classes.
That's fair. That's fair. Those are
I like
both
it.
really,
I like it.
yeah, absolutely. All right, over to Windfox. Your favorite flag to see?
Warmex everywhere.
Warmech Unleashed. Okay, he likes a challenge. Okay. All
Okay.
right, Thaonar. Over to you. What about you? What's a current flag that you like to see turned on or off,
The
whatever you prefer?
the current flag I like to see turned on is oops all loose.
The old oops all loose. That's a fun one. That was Winter
Yep.
Tournament. I remember that. All right, Windfox. Your go-to party to run.
Thief, red, black, none.
Okay,
Ooh,
free man.
a
Okay, that's
nun.
different. And yeah. All right, Thaonar. How about you? What are you running recently?
My default party originally was Fighter Rainbow. I've been doing a lot of Thief White Black Nun or
Okay.
Thief Oreos.
Also fun flags. All right, Windfox. TFCC or TFC Earth? Which
Which is
one do you hate
worse?
the most? Yeah, which do you hate the most?
So the one that's worse is TFCC. I know most people say it's because it's key locked. I prefer Earth because I had a duck degree race at TFC Earth won me the race because I had a katana in it.
Okay, that's a fair way to do it. Thanos, over to you. TFCC or TFC Earth?
TFC Earth.
Yeah,
Because I forget TFCC exists.
some people really wish it didn't.
Yeah.
I keep doing that in C. I keep going all the way around that floor and missing the giant C.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. All right. Windfox, Marsh Locked or Ordeals? I think I have the answer for this already, but I'll ask.
Which is better? Which one are you going to?
No. Which one do you
Oh, is it which
not
one's
want
worse?
to do?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I would prefer not to do is Ordeals.
Yeah, I knew that answer.
Marsh is almost always on the way to and from Elfland.
Mm-hmm.
True. I knew that answer based on Winter Tournament. I did. Thaonar, over to you. Would you prefer which one is worse, Marsh Locked or Ordeals?
I'm gonna go with Marsh Locked because that's always a double dip. You
Yeah.
you never have the key the first time you're in Marsh. You always have to backtrack.
Unless you
should we
find it in Marsh.
Should we page Fizzle?
Shush,
right.
shush.
WindFox, how do you do Sky 4th floor?
Right, up, up.
Right, up. Okay, well, that's a thing. That's the... Yeah. All right, Thaonar, how about you? How do you prefer your Sky 4th floor?
I don't know why, but I've defaulted to right up, right up.
The
Okay.
staircase. Okay.
I
That.
accept that.
And WindFox accepts. All right, WindFox, what's one thing you'd like to see in the future of the randomizer?
The Halicarnassus alt fiend artwork.
Okay, I will
You
talk
know,
to
you
Dark.
know, I have been arguing about that
I
one for a
know.
long time. It is my favorite boss from FF5, and when I heard it didn't get an alt fiend, I was upset by it.
Well, I mean, I'll talk to Dark Moon and see if he can get it in there. Danny pointing out the Fizz is on his way to the airport, so we can't page him right now, unfortunately.
Whew.
Oh well.
Don't talk about Marsh.
We won't talk about Marshall. Thaonar, how about you? What is one thing you would love to see in the future of the randomizer? It's
I'm
true.
still
There's
learning what's there.
you know what? I can accept that as an answer. I can accept that
Mhm.
because until you've played with just about everything, and to be fair, there are some flags that just don't get turned on all that often. But
I think there's still flags I haven't done. It's crazy.
there's still seeds you haven't broke yet.
Yeah.
All right, and we go to the default question. WinFox, history behind your username.
So back in high school, I mostly just played RPG single player games, so I don't really have a username.
Mhm.
Back in the computer lab in high school, playing StarCraft with my friends, they were like, "What's your username?" I was like, what's that?" And they told me just to go online and do like like the "What's your element" quiz and "What's your animal" quiz, and I just did that and just kind of put my name together.
That's fair. You know
I
what?
love
That's
it.
actually that's good. That's a real good one. All right, Thaonar, how about your username? What's the history behind it?
Um, I do a lot of tabletop RPGs,
Mhm.
and so I'm constantly coming up with interesting sounding names just by throwing syllables at a wall and seeing what sticks. And I liked this one so much, I made it one of my online handles.
Nice.
You know what? I can't argue with that. Anyone who watched the initial episode where we did the pulp questions ourselves will know that Oslodo was my monk in
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I loved that monk so much I took the name. So I can't argue that. All right, and now we come to the rando question. So it's different for everybody. So WinFox, you've been around this community for quite some time. You're no longer a duck. You've got your tail. What is the best memory that you've had so far?
So this is gonna sound kind of weird. Although you were kind of part of it.
Uh-oh.
It was my final duck derby race during the post race interview. A lot of people know that was kind of emotional for me.
Mhm.
Um, it's because it really brought a lot of light to myself as a runner. Um, to know that I can do much better at this game
Mhm.
than what my performance in the duck derby was. So I kind of took that as a massive learning experience and moment for me, and have kind of used that to propel myself to get better each and every day I play this game,
Mhm.
and just kind of push myself as well as the people I play with to get better, every day. So that's kind of my biggest moment and memory and experience with the community so far.
Fantastic. I remember that derby really well. I remember it was, like I said, it was right down to the wire. It was one of those, yeah, I remember that very well. Great performance though. Fantastic. I remember I think your first race, you did the same thing I did and you placed 7th. And I remember telling you, like, don't worry about it. I did the exact same thing. You can come back. You can still do well. And
Oh
you
yeah.
proved me right. You proved me right. And now we're forever rivals. And now I got to deal with it on a weekly basis.
Sure, do the trash talk will continue.
I'm sure. And Ale pointing out he still does not want to race WinFox in the next SDWT. Yeah, I've raced him more than most people. I know. Trust me. We
Mhm.
know.
Cough beat
Uh,
Shenigan 0.6 seconds last week. Cough.
Oh.
Oh my, shots fired. I don't think he's around right now. I don't think Shanigan's here. Doesn't appear to be, so you might get lucky on this one. All right, Thaonar. So far, I know you've been watching a lot of restreams, a lot of VODs, a lot of stuff. What's the best thing you've seen from a racer stream so far? The thing that kind of made you laugh or just think or
The best thing I've seen from a racer stream so far is I can't remember what race it was, but it was the races started. They ran to check magic, and they immediately new game to change their party to swap out mages to get what was in the magic shop. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's an option?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
It might cost you time, but you can save that time. Like if you rolled in and you go in and it's like, oh, Fade is in that slot that the red mage can't learn. Well, dump the red mage. Or if you have early nuke,
Nuke
dump the
level
white
1,
mage.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's an option. You guys could do that. I thought this was set in stone when you hit the button. Oh my god.
Well, unless it's a 4 forced, in which case, yeah, it's set in
Yeah.
stone. And
Yeah.
You can't change that. Yeah, that is the only downside. Once you do a 4 forced, you are locked into that party, or even
Yeah.
a 2 forced. Like unless there's recruits, but that's a whole other
Whole different. Yeah.
conversation.
I
Yeah.
watched the 4-fighter forced race.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
There's been some interesting 4 forced. For anyone who wants to watch, highly recommend the double header. I think it was Chanigan and Gouda alongside of Jay Scheidel and Woo Bear, because that was
yes.
that was a two people with 2-man parties taking on 2 people with 4-man
Poor
parties
man. Oh.
on the same flag.
And the 2-man just crushed us.
Well, I remember it was me and Thavi and Hawk doing the comms, and we both kind of agreed. The first one to get a white mage through, because it was white mage thief
Mhm.
for Chanigan and Gouda. And it was the first one to get the white mage through was going to win. And sure enough, Chanigan punched through with the white mage and managed to make it. And it was great. It was a great race. Very informative. Well, that pretty much
Takes
wraps
us.
up the question period. This is a good little thing here. So we want to thank you both for coming on the show, for answering some questions, hanging out.
Very much.
We will be back right after this short-ish ad break to go over a couple more things in the community and see what's going on. We'll be right back.
Here we goes.
It makes a difference. That fresh baked flavor, the smell, the soft bread, the details matter. That is why we at Dunes Bakery always bake our bread fresh every day for the best sandwiches you can buy. We spend days in the desert looking for only the best ingredients and the best steak, all for you to partake in. There is nothing better than coming back from a long run down in a volcano to head to the dunes for a hot steak sandwich waiting for you. When you are out there fighting hard and you feel the need for a nice sandwich, there's only one place to look: Dunes Bakery, home of the double steak sandwich, now available in rare.
All right. Time for the usual rotating segment. Let's talk about what's going on in the community. So,
Yeah.
I'm sure some people have seen there have been a couple of bugs that were found in 481. Not a problem. Devs are on it. Most of them are fixed. However, I have to plug some of the newest, one of the brand new features in the beta that, I went in and took a look at it and made me smile. There is now an option in the Fun Percent flag that you can change all the music, except for the battle theme, I believe. In the randomizer, Meridian did an amazing job getting the music redone. All new music, for all that stuff. It's fantastic. I love playing with it. He also introduced some new support tools for importing weapon packs, which is great because we all know that the seed will not generate if it sees
It fails on weapon, yeah.
Yeah, it'll fail if it
Yeah.
sees wrong pixels and stuff like that. Again, huge shout out to Wildham for doing a lot of the bug fixes in the background. We did discover some interesting ones, but definitely were, some of them were quite interesting, like the vampire attacks random town, but always attacks Melman. Meridian, you're doing good, man. You do what you can when you can. It's just amazing to see all the work that's now been poured into the randomizer just in the past.
Oh yeah, it's gotten
what, 3
crazy
months?
this last. Yeah.
Oh, there's been at least 13 updates.
This summer has been ridiculous.
Oh, it has been. There's been at least 13 updates and bug fixes just this week. There's so much being added, so much being done. It's going to be good. One thing we will point out in beta, a change that has recently been introduced by Wildham. Heal and Heal Plus will now guarantee you a life spell. That's right. There's no more guessing because, as some of you have already discovered, the new innate magic code will only give you 2 spells, not 3. So you always have a spot to learn that 8th level spell. But now you're guaranteed to at least get life. So you will always have it. What the second spell will be, that is totally up to the randomizer.
Okay, that's still random. And it'll be better with the Heal Plus than the Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Rando gonna rando. Rando gonna rando. But you are guaranteed to know order on. Nuke Magic will still give you nuke, and empty. And Sarah's
that.
very pleased about this. I figured you would be. Yeah,
I like it.
That is, yeah, that is good. It's a safety thing, and it makes that blessing much more important. Again, if anyone hasn't played around with some of the new malices and bonuses, oh, they're so good, so good. The innate magic learning has been updated. All the extra spells definitely make you want to pick up dark for some reason. You really want it. Or lamp. Lamp is really good now. Really good. It's a ribbon.
I was saying, what else does Lamp do? What?
Lamp becomes a ribbon.
What?
If you have
Since
that,
when?
if you have the
Oh,
blursing,
the Blursing. Yeah.
Lamp becomes ribbon. It can literally change how you plan on taking your party, because if you have a white mage with that and you find Lamp and 3 ribbons, your party's totally protected.
Okay.
Not necessarily
I like
totally. It. 3 and 256. 3 and 256.
Close enough.
Yeah, and so yeah, those ones are. There's one for absorb, one for evade. The A spell's automatically casting on the person who has the spells, and what is it? Evade. I can never remember the last one. There's a third. I know there's a third one. It'll come to me later. But yeah, for all those who have been keeping up with the co-op tournament, man, it's been crazy. It's been good. Like, the finals have been set. It's going to be the Nuke Kids. That's right. They're still here versus the Gaming Gators. And I believe, actually, we have a unique perspective on this because you faced the Nuke Kids.
Yeah, you guys did the Gaming Gators.
And I faced the Gaming Gators. And
it's going to be rough.
It's that those are ringer teams. I know that me and Not Oslodo we knew going into that was going to be a bit of a rough go, and we were happy that at least at some point Spells Up said, no, after that first game, you guys kind of had us nervous. So that was a big compliment, considering it was only our first year doing it. So that was good. But you're not going to want to miss these finals. You're not going to want to miss them. This is going to be a clinic on how to run a co-op team. It is. I watched them versus Hard Wrath, and that was a great match too. Yeah, so
and it looks like they're still trying to get the final schedule going. So we'll keep you updated on when, and so we'll get that figured out and let you guys know.
We will indeed. Jay, how about that Tournament of Champions?
Hey,
it's ongoing.
It's going. We are in the middle tail end now of async number 3. So the way that it's set up is that we have 5 async qualifiers. So you have to run 3 of them. And you're only allowed to run 3 of them, which has been really interesting to see who is doing what and where we're at. Because, I mean, you can see just on the Discord how many people are actually doing it and how many aren't. So we've had 13 runners so far, and we've got 16 slots open. So I'm curious to see exactly how many do this next one. It's going to be fun.
And considering that you rolled Winter Tournament, Modern Winter Tournament, and then you rolled the oldest seed, the 2017 tournament, and then back to Winter Tournament.
I did not intend to, but it was amazing.
No, I know you didn't. Rando gonna rando and Casino Bot gonna Casino Bot. I'm just saying, it made me smile.
I just want to know why I can't roll D8s like that when we're playing D&D.
Well, because the D8 knows what you're doing. And then the same thing here. The Casino Bot knows what you're doing. It's like, no. Slowboat's coming back.
Slowboat's coming back, or Winter Tournament again. You get it again.
I know. The dice are set RNG. Perfect, Meridian. It's perfect. I love it.
Maybe I need to make sure I roll at different times, so there's a different number in that last character,
Oh no, Saracen. That's not. I'm not taking responsibility for the slow boat. The Oz slow boat. No, it's not. I like that. That's a good name.
How's that async
I
number 3 going? It's going.
I take responsibility for the things I've done that break the randomizer, not the things that were broken before I started. Nasir and Nasir. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the Tournament Champion. So once again, we're
Actually,
gonna shut
it
it.
has async 3 is done. I need to go post that. So we'll do it afterwards.
You should do that. That'd be important.
Yeah. I was wondering
So
what Phoenix was saying. I was just curious.
Phoenix, it could have been a pun for all you know.
Yeah, I don't take anything he says seriously.
So yeah, so with that, we just gone over the Tournament Champions. It's going to be ongoing. Once again, Speed Gaming Live coming up soon.
Yep.
That's going to be fun. I've seen my buddy Jay practicing.
What? He's not practicing. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. It's just me popping in the room to yell at you. Hold up that sword
Details.
some more.
Details.
So many details. Yeah, but I think it's important that we also make sure that we, there's still a lot of content still to do on the show. We still have a lot of stuff in the mail. We still have a lot of stuff in the future. Don't get me wrong. There's out around what's practice. I know how many practice seats do we run before co-op? And Lefane ladder does not count. That does not count. That was not a practice. That was us losing.
What's practice?
Exactly. We did one practice seed before the Lefanian ladder. We got about midway through it and stopped. Then we realized how high the scaling was. Yeah, exactly. 0 before the tournament actually started. Yeah, exactly. We didn't do any of it. We ran in. Then we had one. We had one before we did the live one. Because that night everyone was like, "Oh, let's do this." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Anyway, good times. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I'm sad that our run is over, but we will be back next year. The Kraken O's will brack again. Yeah. Just a shout out that our mailbag is always open. If you have any questions for upcoming guests, if you want to, you want anything that you're curious about, what me and Jay think about, why you'd ever want to know that, I don't know. I'm usually going to tell you anyways. But Jay's quiet.
What? It's because I'm yelling at Darkman chat. Don't worry about it.
Sure. So yeah, we'll we definitely got more planned in the future. There's going to be a couple of specials coming up very soon, I'm sure. Yeah. So once again, if anybody wants to suggest some things, if you have anything you'd like to, any ideas you want to float, anything you'd like to promote, we're here. We're here at the community's behest. We're gonna basically do whatever we can to make everyone, feel welcome and understand. And we're here to help. Like, I mean, if you have an idea that you want to try to launch, bring it to us. We have no
Let
problem
us know.
talking
We'll
to you
try.
about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how the food thing got started.
It's amazing.
They came here first, and now look, they're doing great. I'm still waiting for Caleb to roll pizza. He knows why.
Oh my, so do I.
No, you don't have to have it. No tail required. No tail required. Just an idea and a dream. Maybe not even the dream. Yeah, with that, I think we're about done of episode 16. We will probably be back next week unless something horrible happens.
I can't see a reason why not to. Yeah, it should be amazing.
Well, yeah, nightmares are fine too. Nightmares are fine. Although I hate fighting them in the waterfall. I hate them. They're not worth anything. Anywho, yeah, we're gonna close out on another episode, and we'll be back next week. Once again, huge thank you to the FFR community for coming out, supporting the show. Thank you to both of our guests tonight for coming on. That means a lot to us because we ask you to take time out of your day and sit here and gab with us for 45 minutes, and you guys. So far, no one's actually said no. I know
it's been awesome.
About this.
It's been awesome.
It's been great. I mean, when we did our first episode, and it's like, Pickles, would you like to come on? I said, yeah, I'll come on. It's like, okay, I think we have something here.
It's been amazing. We'll keep it going through this and go from there.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Jay. So he was Jay. I'm Oslodo. We will see you all next week.
Yeah. It's